Welcome to my channel Travel Guide. Boeing 777X in trouble. Latest bad news explained. The Boeing 777X, once hailed as the future of long-haul aviation with its fuel-efficient design and spacious cabins, continues to be plagued by a cascade of delays and technical woes. Launched in 2013 with an entry into service target of 2020, the program has now slipped by 7 years, with certification potentially dragging into 2027. These setbacks stem from engineering challenges, regulatory scrutiny post-737 MAX crises, supply chain disruptions, and the global pandemic's ripple effects. Major customers like Emirates and Lufthansa are left in limbo, forcing fleet overhauls and eroding trust in Boeing's timelines. As of September 2025, test flights have resumed, but the path forward remains fraught. This article outlines 10 critical pieces of bad news, highlighting the mounting pressures on Boeing's flagship widebody project. 1. Certification timeline slips to 2027 amid FAA hurdles. Boeing's CEO Kelly Ortberg admitted in September 2025 at the Morgan Stanley Laguna conference that the 777X certification is behind schedule, with a mountain of work remaining. Originally eyeing late 2025 or early 2026, the process now risks extending to 2027 due to pending Type Inspection Authorization (TIAs) from the FAA. This heightened oversight follows the 737 MAX tragedies, demanding exhaustive data validation on engine integration and structural integrity. The delay compounds Boeing's woes, as the 777X was meant to revitalize its widebody lineup against Airbus's A350. Ortberg noted no new technical issues, but even minor slips could cost billions, with shares dropping to a one-month low post-announcement. 2. Thrust link cracks ground test fleet for months. In August 2024, cracks in the redesigned engine thrust links, critical components transferring thrust from the GE9X engines to the airframe, halted all 777X flight testing. Discovered across 4 test aircraft, this forced a 5-month pause until January 2025, when temporary fixes allowed resumption. Boeing finalized a permanent solution by May 2025, installing new links after rigorous testing in extreme conditions like Arizona heat and Alaskan snow. However, the incident echoes past quality lapses, delaying over 1,500 accumulated flight hours and pushing back certification milestones. By late August 2025, 5 test planes had logged 4,100 hours, but the setback has eroded confidence in Boeing's structural reliability. 3. Persistent GE9X engine integration nightmares. The massive GE9X engines, the largest ever for a commercial jet, have been a thorn since 2019, causing repeated test halts. Issues include blade distress in 2022 and a full engine failure on a test aircraft in October of that year, grounding the fleet again. Integration challenges with the airframe persist into 2025, complicating data certification for the FAA. These problems stem from the engine's unprecedented scale, 134 inches in diameter, and have inflated development costs, with Boeing absorbing billions in charges. Analysts warn that unresolved quirks could further delay the 777-9's 10–20% efficiency gains over the 777,300. 4. Door blowout during stress testing exposes safety gaps. A dramatic failure occurred when a cabin door blew off mid-air during a 2020 stress test overseen by FAA inspectors, halting progress and inviting intense scrutiny. This incident, part of broader certification trials, highlighted vulnerabilities in the 777X's pressurized fuselage. While not a flight safety issue per se, it amplified perceptions of rushed engineering post-737 MAX. Boeing redesigned components, but the event contributed to a 2-year testing freeze from 2020-2022, compounded by pandemic lockdowns. In 2025, similar quality concerns linger, with every anomaly under a microscope. 5. Emirates abandons cabin designs. IA's 2028 deliveries. Emirates, with 205,777X orders, the largest customer, has scrapped original interior plans, deeming them outdated after years of waiting. Internal documents reveal projections excluding the jet from near-term fleets, anticipating first deliveries in mid-2027 or 2028, far beyond Boeing's 2025 optimism. This forces a $4 billion retrofit of existing A380s and 777s, stalling network expansion amid booming demand. President Tim Clark voiced frustration, planning serious conversations with Boeing, underscoring eroding partnerships. 6. Financial hemorrhaging, billions in losses and charges. Boeing has sunk over $10 billion into the 777X, with quarterly charges persisting into 2025 due to low-rate production and delays. Ortberg highlighted that even a minor schedule delay has a pretty big financial impact, as the program was slated to drive profitability. Shares tumbled 5% after the September certification warning, reflecting investor jitters. With 38 orders shifted to a high-risk category, cancellation fears loom, potentially wiping out revenue from the 565 total orders. 7. Uncommanded pitch event derails early testing. A 2020 uncommanded pitch event saw the 777-9's nose pitching wildly without pilot input during a test flight, grounding the program for months. Linked to flight control software and actuator issues, it exposed integration flaws between the new composite wings and GE9X. Resumed in 2021, testing faced further interruptions, but the incident set a precedent for caution, extending FAA reviews. This early stumble foreshadowed the chronic delays plaguing the project. 8. Supply chain and pandemic disruptions amplified delays. COVID-19 halted production in 2020, idling the Everett factory and delaying wing fabrication at a new composite wing center. Labor strikes in 2024 and supplier bottlenecks for titanium and composites added fuel to the fire. By 2025, these echoes persist, with Boeing struggling to ramp up from low-volume builds. The result? A backlog of undelivered jets, forcing airlines to lease interim aircraft at premium costs. 9. Customer frustrations boil over from Qatar to Cathay. Beyond Emirates, Qatar Airways and Cathay Pacific have vented ire over the endless waits. Qatar, with 94 orders, faces stalled growth on high-density routes, while Cathay's 2021 delivery hopes evaporated, prompting A350 leases. All Nippon Airways and Ethiopian Airlines echo the sentiment, with some mulling penalties or switches to Airbus. These rifts threaten Boeing's order book, as airlines prioritize reliable timelines. 10. Competitive edge dulls against Airbus A350 dominance. The 777X's delays cede ground to the Airbus A350, which boasts over 1,100 orders and is already slashing fuel costs for operators like Singapore Airlines. Boeing's folding wingtips and larger windows promise advantages, but prolonged absence risks market share erosion. With tariffs inflating prices and rivals delivering, the 777X's projected 12% operating cost savings may arrive too late to sway undecided buyers. In summary, the Boeing 777X's saga in 2025 is a tale of ambition thwarted by execution failures. While 565 orders signal demand, the litany of delays, from thrust cracks to regulatory marathons, has cost time, money, and goodwill. Boeing vows progress, with Lufthansa still slated for a 2026 first delivery, but skepticism abounds. For airlines and passengers alike, the wait continues, a stark reminder of aviation's unforgiving stakes. Hope you like this video. Please like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.